Hello, star seekers. This is Terry on this cold moon Gemini report, and I'm recording in my casa at home today because it is a cold winter December. We're in Central Oregon where I live. It's only 27 degrees today, so I wasn't going to go out and hike in nature. Sometimes I've done that in the past and I can't even get my thoughts about me because it's so cold. And today I want to try doing something a little bit different. I have a friend who just recently created this ASTROSURFing app. And so I'm just going to place a computer recording and play around with this little app while I read to you about everything that is this Gemini full moon conjunct Mars, and this is happening on December 7th. For those of us in the Pacific Northwest, you can check the date and time on an astrology software for where you live, but for us it will be on December 7th at 8:08 p.m. And also, before I do that though, I am going to draw the astrology chart winner, because remember, every full moon I pick somebody who is going to win. I'm just going to close my eyes and do this. Someone is going to win a full astrology chart reading from moi. And so who will this be? Let's just see. And you can enter to win on the next full moon, which is going to be next year. Can you believe it? 2023. And next year, it'll be the Cancer full moon, which I think is somewhere the first week of January 6th or something. But anyways, so this is the winner. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me just zoom in. It is, and if you could read my writing, it is Jules Red Dog 444. And it was probably those lucky angel numbers that caused you to win, Jules. So I have no way of connecting with you guys on YouTube. So if you can just go to my website, the link's down below, kamimihealingarts.com, and you can contact me that way and just give me your date of birth, location, and I'll get started on your astrology chart. I'm just about finished with last month's winner, and so this is really fun. Every month I'll do this, and you can just like, comment, and subscribe for your chance to be in it, to win it on the next full moon. And I really hope that you guys set some good intentions on that Sagittarius new moon, because like I said, Jupiter just went direct and it has so much momentum for really getting us to the new, to manifest the new and bring in the new. And I've just been purging and decluttering lately, so I know I'm about to manifest something great, because I don't know about you, but every time I'm about to manifest something big, I just start cleaning out old stuff, and I've been donating tons of stuff and just cleaning out and making space for something new to come in. And remember, when you're manifesting with the moon, you set your intentions on that new moon, but it's not as if it comes right away. It's not like it's going to come within one moon cycle, because manifesting with the moon, it takes some time to germinate. So this new moon Sagittarius, we won't see the results of that until the Sagittarius full moon of 2023. I don't have the date for that on the top of my head, but I think it'll be somewhere around June, May, June of 2023. So whatever you're setting your intention for, it'll come next year. And we have that Jupiter going direct, but I want to switch this up. I'm going to do this a little differently today since I am inside. I want to do a screen recording using this really incredible app that my friend Ron is creating. It's called AstroSurfing. And I just want to see if I can find some of these planets and constellations and stars and take you on a little star journey as we astrosurf around. And then I will just talk more about what this Gemini full moon conjunct Mars is going to bring. And there's a whole bunch of players like Black Moon Lilith and Castor and Pollux and Sirius the dog star and Neptune going direct. I mean, there's all kinds of planets we can look at in this ASTROSURF app. So I'm just going to switch now to my computer screen and we'll just see how it goes. This is an uncharted territory, and that's so Gemini. CosmicCreation.net app that I was telling you guys about, where you can AstroSurf. And I was just talking about Jupiter and saying how this was a really auspicious new moon in Sagittarius for setting your intentions, because Jupiter has just stationed direct in Pisces, which is trining all of the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And so this is a really lucky time if you're a water sign. This is so cool. We can just do this little astro surfing and see where it's going to take us next. Isn't that fun? And so I can go back to the solar system as well and just look at the different planets. And Jupiter will only be in Pisces until December 20th. And it's a little heartbreaking as a water sign, because I hope you've manifested all that you desire, because Jupiter won't be trining us water signs again for a while, as he goes into Aries on December 20th, just before the winter solstice. Of course, I'll be doing a winter solstice astrology reading to tell you all about that, but then it will be a lucky time for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Get ready to make your wish and ask the king for what you desire, because you are next in line for getting everything that you want. And let's just see where this goes next. Isn't this so cool? I just love this. And I'm going to be doing some distance Reiki and energy clearings along with this astrology reading, just to clear and release anything that is no longer serving you. And so let me know down below in the comments what you would like to release, and I will write it on a piece of paper, and I'll ring it in my singing bowl, and then I'll throw it on my full moon in Gemini fire and release it for you too. And I'll send you some special full moon distance Reiki and energy clearing as well. And I'm just having so much fun. I have to say, this is only the second time that I've done this astro surfing, so I'm just kind of exploring around. And I'm kind of still figuring things out. But let's go back to the different planets, because Neptune just went direct. And that is also really good news, because Neptune in Pisces has been retrograde for months and months and months. And this is going to make us feel a little less confused now, as Neptune rules over delusion and confusion. And especially when Neptune's been retrograde, it gives us that Alice in Wonderland kind of, where we can't tell what is real and what is a dream. And it was a confusing House of Mirrors way to go through an eclipse portal, as we just went through that Scorpio Taurus eclipse portal. So I'm grateful to finally take these, isn't Neptune beautiful though? To finally take these Neptune blinders off, and we can begin to see things as they really are again, and really get back to reality as Neptune moves forward. But we still have plenty of imagination, because Neptune remains in Pisces until 2026. But now it's this imagination is a little more grounded in reality, instead of this sort of rose-colored glasses, fictional fantasy, imagining our life is something that maybe it's not. So I'm really grateful that Neptune has gone direct. I am recording this just before the sun, as you see here, conjuncts Antares in the heart of the Scorpio. And this is a powerful time for both. It can be a time of protest, really. Antares means anti-Mars. And so Antares has a Mars and Jupiter-like quality. It's very fierce and it fights for what it believes in, but it's also in the heart of the Scorpio, so it's a powerful time to heal your heart, to heal past traumas. And this Sun conjunct Antares is going to be happening on December 2nd. It's going to be really opening a portal of energy for healing, transformation, but also a fierce, protective, like a mother fighting for the rights of her child. I think we could really see even more protests like we're seeing in China right now with this Sun conjunct Antares in the heart of the Scorpio. It's just a really powerful time. And I'm going to do an extended reading on this transit because it's so powerful, and it's a really good time to tap into what your heart wants, to listen to your heart, and to fight for what your heart knows is best, right? And so let's see where this is taking us now. Isn't this so cool? I'm just kind of astrosurfing. I'm just traveling around, and I'm not sure how to get back to Scorpio. I was at Scorpius before, but we're just emerging out of that whole Scorpio eclipse portal, that Scorpio Taurus death transformation rebirth cycle that was just affecting many of us. And this time right now, it feels much lighter as we move into Sagittarius, but it can also have a sensation of feeling like you just gave birth. Like some of us, especially if you have Scorpio or Taurus or many planets prominent in Scorpio Taurus, it was just an exhausting time for those of us who do. And so, yeah, this is this so cool? I love this app. It's just fun. I want to go check out Mars because we're also going to talk about how Mars is conjunct the moon on this full moon. But I just am just also saying that we are really still feeling the effects of the eclipse portal for a good 6 months to a year from now, wherever it showed up in your chart for you. And I did so many eclipse portal astrology readings, so I know many of you know exactly where that was showing up for you. And it will just continue to affect those areas. Let's see if we can look at the moon. The moon, beautiful moon. Anyways, as I was saying with the eclipse portal, we have really begun a regeneration cycle. We have had this incredible rebirth eclipse portal for all of 2022. And next year, we will be going into a Libra Aries eclipse portal cycle. So Aries, of course, is like the beginning of the zodiac, right? It's the first sign of the zodiac. So Aries represents birth and Libra represents relationships, and we will be beginning again in this regeneration cycle where we are birthing something new into being right now. And indeed, our whole world seems to have collapsed this year, which is just right on time. It's doing exactly what astrologically it should be doing. And we are reinventing it out of the rubble of what was. I'm going to just try pushing this ASTROSURF again and just see where it wants to take us now. And luckily, as we move into this Gemini full moon, Geminis are the best inventors on the whole planet. So for more innovation, and we are seeing innovation. Even this little app this is cool innovation. So many new ways of being, new ways of working, communicating, podcasts, all of this as Mars and the moon come together, this full moon in Gemini. It's so beautiful. And let's go back and just take a look at that Mars again. Oh gosh, I just love Mars so much. And Mars has been retrograde in Gemini for a while now. And if you don't know what that means, you can watch some of my past. I just talked about Mars retrograde in the new moon Gemini, but I've been talking about Mars retrograde in Gemini for I think the last 3 or 4 videos. So go back and check those out if you really want to learn everything there is to know about this Mars retrograde that's really been causing us some confusion with our ambitions and making communication a little more difficult. And this is really a powerful full moon with this, ooh, look how close up we can get. That is so cool. Look at that. That's Mars. I feel like we're on the Mars rover right now. I think maybe some of these images came from that. It's so cool. But this is a time to get really clear about your intentions. What do you want to birth into 2023? That's something profound that's really going to take you on a whole new 12-year cycle, because next year is going to be all about Aries. And of course, Aries, Aries is the beginning of a whole new 12-year cycle, because Aries is the ruler of the zodiac, the 12 signs. I mean, Aries begins the zodiac year as the baby. So really use this time, this December, to get clear about your intentions, your future directions, and create a strategy now for how to move forward and get your momentum ready to be ready. This moon is not exactly a good time to actually launch a new business with Mars retrograde in Gemini. This is just that time to get ready, do your due diligence, make your plans. Don't launch with Mars in retrograde. And I tell people this, I just did some eclipse astrology charts, and I was telling a few people this. And then I see those exact same people whose chart I just read going ahead and launching a brand new business. And it just goes nowhere because it's just not a good time in this Mars retrograde. So trust me, don't launch anything until mid-January of 2023. That's when the energy will support it. That's when you will find your alignment and you'll really be able to get going. This time right now is just a time to get out your journal. And we're making some amazing manifesting journals, by the way, on Amazon. I'll have to link to those. But we're going to do a manifesting with the moon journal. So really cool. I'll link those down below. But just get out your journal for now and write down your goals, your 5-year goals, and think about what it is that you want to achieve next as retrograde Mars conjuncts this Gemini full moon. And just don't worry about, accomplishing so much. Just this planning is germinating. The seed is sometimes the most important part of any business idea. So think about what you want to achieve. And this retrograde Mars conjunct Gemini full moon at 16 degrees. Boy, do I have a Sabian symbol for you. I'm going to read the Sabian symbol at the end. So just stay tuned till the end to get the Sabian symbol. It will tell you what to do this moon. But right now, I just want to explain what happens when Mars conjuncts the moon in Gemini. We can be feeling a little bit hot-blooded right now and fired up about things. And Gemini loves to tell you all about it. Of course, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. So we will have a lot to say on this Gemini full moon conjunct Mars. And sometimes it might not come out well. What does my husband like to say? You get more bees with honey than vinegar or something. Like, you want to be as sweet as you can as you're expressing your needs. Because Gemini full moon conjunct Mars is going to have us expressing from a place of our deepest wounds right now, and we might not do it in the nicest of ways. So if you can use your vocal energy to do some chanting or singing to get that aggressive Mars energy out, that might be more productive than yelling at somebody or getting in a big, chatty fighting match. Because there's just a lot of hot-blooded passion and sensuality here. And I'm going to get to why this is also an incredibly fertile moon when I talk about Black Moon Lilith. But this might be a good moon to express your Mars, just to vent your Mars rage, and then have maybe the best makeup sex of your life, because that is so Gemini. Geminis can be going one way, and then squirrel, they're just going a totally different way. So, yeah, you'll just want to watch your temper. But if you do have a bad temper, this is also a fertile, sensual Mars sexual moon. So you might want to express your rage and then, have some makeup sex. But I have to say, Gemini is not my favorite sign in the world as a Scorpio myself. And that's just because I am a fixed sign, and Geminis are a little too unpredictable for me myself. And I'm sorry to say that, because I do have some really great Gemini friends, and I know 2 of them are probably watching this right now, but it's just so hard to predict what a Gemini is going to do next. And they're always shocking me, confusing me with all that mutable air, because you just don't know what is going to happen. And I feel very much that way with this full moon. I really can't even predict what is going to come when Gemini and Mars meet up in this full moon. We just don't know, but we have left all the fixed signs. We've been in fixed signs for a while now, and now we are moving into Gemini mutable air, and it really takes the pressure off of us, and it does feel lighter here in this Gemini sign, but it also feels just a little scary, like, what's going to happen now? And I just don't know. We have war, protests, climate change, storms, financial crisis, world chaos. And there's just no way to know what will happen with this intense Mars conjunct moon. I really can't predict this moon. All I can do is tell you who's showing up to this weird party that we're going to. And we do have a stellium of planets in Cancer right now. This whole stellium of planets in Cancer right now. Castor and Pollux. Well, these are more stars than planets, sorry. But Castor and Pollux, Sirius, the dog star, and Black Moon Lilith. And this is due to the progression of the stars. And this is Sirius, that bright blue star that we can see so well in the west in the early morning hours right now. If you just look to the west, it's such a beautiful Sirius, the star of the Lion's Gate. And Castor and Pollux, of course, are the twins of Gemini. If you want to know more about them, I talked a lot about them in the last new moon, Sagittarius. But Castor and Pollux should be in Gemini, but our galactic skies have shifted a bit due to the progression of the stars. And I really need to do a whole separate video on this someday, because whenever I tell people about this progression of stars, their minds are blown a little bit. And I really like Ayurvedic astrology because it follows the true where things are really happening. And I want to maybe learn more about Ayurvedic, but I'm more of a Western trained astrologer. So for now, I'll just keep reading this, but also telling you things are moving a little bit from where they were. So Castor and Pollux, the twins, are actually moved over to Cancer, and it gets really overwhelmingly confusing. So don't worry your pretty little head about it. You might go crazy when you realize you're not exactly the sign you thought you were. So I'm not going to dwell on the progression of stars. I just find it interesting that these four are really hanging out right now. Sirius, the blue star that you see before you, Black Moon Lilith at 26 degrees of Cancer, and Castor and Pollux. And they're kind of like a band of orphaned misfits. Castor and Pollux, the Gemini twins with different fathers. And like I said, if you want to know more about that story, watch my new moon Sagittarius astrology report. As I notice, we have the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse showing up in that. And so if you haven't watched that video yet, you can learn more about Castor and Pollux in that video. And this is Sirius, this blue, the brightest blue star that rules over the Lionsgate portal, worshipped by Egyptians forever and ever, and nearly conjunct Black Moon Lilith right now in Cancer, where she is like the Virgin Mother Mary. And she's been hanging out in Cancer, representing that divine feminine energy that is rising up on our planet, and she will remain there until January 2023. And now at 26 degrees, it becomes a critical point as she gives rise to women's issues and feminine empowerment and the power dynamics and motherhood. So this is why I say this is a very fertile moon. If you are trying to get pregnant, this could be a moon to conceive on. And especially if you know where Black Moon Lilith shows up in your chart. And I have a Black Moon Lilith exalted in Virgo. And she will continue. She's in Cancer now. She'll continue on through Leo. And in a few years, we'll see Black Moon Lilith exalted in Virgo. That's where she's headed. And she's just getting stronger and stronger as she goes. And so if you want to find out your Black Moon Lilith, you could also order a mini chart reading, and I will let you know. And you will also want to look at your chart to see where 26 degrees of Cancer is showing up for you. Because Black Moon Lilith is at 26 degrees of Cancer. And maybe I have to read the Sabian symbol for that too. This seems so important, this Black Moon Lilith. And for me, it's in my 11th house of friendship. And I have had just more deep connections with my women friends this month. And I just really cherish all the women in my life right now. Nothing against men. I love men too. But I just have spent more time this month with the women, and how women coming together in a circle can be so healing. I recently taught Reiki 2 class where we all send distance Reiki for each other and different things that we want to heal. And what a powerful group of women I had the privilege to work with. Oh my gosh. And Black Moon Lilith in Cancer is a time for women to come together in healing. And so if you can gather in a collective for deep healing, that is exactly what we did recently with the Reiki class. And I would just love to do more of these Reiki circles in 2023. That is one of my goals and one of my intentions. And I'm hoping to teach more Reiki retreats at really beautiful destinations. Look at that. Wow. Maybe we could have one in the stars. That would be awesome. But Black Moon Lilith, we will be under Black Moon Lilith's powerful influence for years to come. She's just coming in really strong. So it's a good time to know your Lilith. Oh, we're going towards Mars now. This is where the moon is happening. And anyways, and I just liked surfing. I hope it's not too confusing that I'm just sitting here astro surfing and telling you about the Gemini moon at the same time. But more about Black Moon Lilith, who's coming in so strong with this moon. She is very protective in Cancer, like all good mothers are. Cancer, of course, rules over the moon and motherhood. And so there is just more concern about our safety and our security and our homes right now. And if you're a mother, you might be more worried about your children than you normally are. And this dark moon mother is also reminding us that we need to take care of our own needs. We need to have our own self-care and to be a little selfish. Honestly, I think the very best mothers I know, they take care of themselves so that they can be a better mother. And this is a good full moon to take care of your own needs if you are a mother, and to nourish yourself and go get the massage, acupuncture, or a pedicure, and put your needs first so that you can take care of your family and put your oxygen mask on, right? So I'm taking better care of myself this month, and I've been getting more acupuncture, massage, and taking my thorn supplements, and I'm just sleeping so much better. Plus, we did a whole series of healing binaural music that I've been listening to, both in my massage sessions, when I'm giving massage for clients, and then I listen to it again at night when I'm sleeping. And I'll just put the whole playlist on and let it go play overnight. And it just helps your brain to get into those deeper mindsets of the alpha, beta, delta, and gamma brain waves, if you know about that. And when we recorded this, I was sending distance Reiki with these powerful Reiki symbols to the music and the imagery. And it's funny now, it's like I'm doing self Reiki at night while I'm sleeping, because it truly is transforming my life to listen to this music. I am sleeping so much deeper. I'm having these transcendental, gorgeous dreams at night. And then I've suddenly started purging and cleaning out all of my clutter. Like, it's so weird, but I really feel like it came from listening to this music. I've suddenly started purging, and that always happens for me right before some powerful energetic shift is going to happen. And then I usually manifest something amazing. Do you have any signs right before you are about to manifest or have a big life change? For me, it's always cleaning and clearing out the old stuff that makes way for me to bring in something incredible that I have wanted, like my dream house with an infinity pool I have an eye on. And come on, Santa. I believe in you, right? Do you believe in Santa? But anyways, let me know what it is you want to manifest using the new moon Sagittarius going all the way till next June. And I'll send some Reiki for it. And just getting back to that Black Moon Lilith in Cancer, this is also a really powerful time for forgiveness. And I'm just going to pause this for just a second because I want to mention this other book, which is I don't know if you guys have heard of this. Is my messy, messy desktop. I need to also clean off my desktop. But if you have heard of radical forgiveness, this is the work that Black Moon Lilith in Cancer really wants you to be doing. And this is a powerful time for forgiveness. If there's anyone in your life that you just need to forgive, and be like the compassionate divine mother, Black Moon Lilith. And Black Moon Lilith has had to forgive a few people in her life. So she is the queen at helping you to forgive and just let that shit go, this process. And it's not that you have to forget what somebody did or ever condone it. You forgive somebody else for you, so that you can let go of that hot, burning coal of hatred you might be holding on to from some past trauma, and so that you can feel less triggered when you think about them or see them. And I just did a bunch of forgiveness rituals myself, and this Radical Forgiveness book really helps. I read it about once a year, it seems like. And I'm going to link to it below, because if you want to go through a powerful process of forgiveness, give yourself the gift of this book. Or maybe you know someone who has a lot to forgive. I love this book and process, and it makes a great gift. And if you're out of gift ideas, we just did a whole series of healing gift idea videos on my sister channel, Bend Health Guide. So I'm going to link to all that below too. I am back to the nebulas. I'm back. I hope it's not too distracting that I'm astro surfing while I'm telling you about the Gemini full moon. But anyways, let's get to the Sabian symbol for 16 degrees of Gemini, which is a woman activist in an emotional speech dramatizing her cause. That sounds like a lot of women I know right now. But anyways, a passionate response to a deeply felt new experience that's coming. And what has been discovered not only needs to be discussed and tested through an intellectual exchange which permits its formulation. I think that women, sometimes we think things through while we're talking, right? This implies an act of dealing with those who are still unaware of the new knowledge or realizations that are coming. And a public is needed, and it has to be convinced. Its initial resistance to change has to be overcome. Ooh, that is interesting, isn't it? This is really fun. I'm just astro surfing away. But anyways, this usually requires an emotional dramatization of the issues at stake. And this is the first stage in the 16th sequence, where we are dealing now with an emergence from the vast ocean of potentiality which constitutes human nature at all levels. And what is at stake is a process of communication of brand new experience. The mind is now called upon to perform its work. But what will come of it? And the action of the mind, which is violently moved and which attempts to move other minds by violent means, is the proselytizing mind. Oh, that is so interesting. And this kind of reminds me of the current state we are moving in, from that third dimensional world reality into this new higher level of being, this new fifth dimensional world, this ascension of thought that is occurring for some of us in these quantum leap energy shifts right now. But then there's still, at that same time, just thousands and thousands of people who are clinging to the old 3D way, and they are kind of suffering as we move forward. So it's creating this new kind of separation between the haves and the have-nots. And it would seem like there is an emergence happening at the same time as there is resistance to change. And these are just strange times to be alive, for sure. Oh, I'm just having so much fun. I'm almost a little distracted because I'm astrosurfing. I hope you guys are liking this. I am, like I said, I'm just learning how to do it. And so there's a lot I don't know how to do, but it is really fun, isn't it? Isn't that so fun? I just want to go back to the moon for a second, just to show you where that moon is right now. Isn't that neat? And where we are moving into with the next degree, Gemini at 17 degrees, the head of a robust youth changes into that of a mature thinker. And the keynote is the transformation of physical vitality into the power to build concepts and intellectual formulations through which knowledge can be transferred. Now, the preceding symbol, we saw an explosive release of impulse generated by a new realization of what is coming, this woman being controlled by her feelings. And now we move forward. We have a picture of a process of quiet and steady metamorphosis of biological energy into a manifesting mind power. What we see pictured is the transformation of emotions into a mind over matter, of instincts into thought, a process we can say mental metamorphosis. And I like that a youth is becoming a mature thinker, because I'm really paying attention to this Gen Z generation that is coming up, probably because I'm a mother of one of them. But honestly, I've known for some time as an astrologer that these kids with their Pluto conjunct the galactic center, let's just look at Pluto for a minute. So many kids today have Pluto in the galactic center at Sagittarius, 27 degrees, and they are going to be the most profound teachers ever. And truly they are. They are bringing this metamorphosis of thought. And they have these new ways of being that align with this new fifth dimensional paradigm we're moving into. And they are truly birthing it in. Let me know if you agree, if you think that Gen Z is just really thinking differently about life, if you see it too. But anyways, I just want to also read that 26 degrees black moon. So the Sabian symbol for Cancer, 26 degrees, that critical degree where we find black moon Lilith on this Gemini full moon. This Sabian symbol is guests are reading in the library of a luxurious home, and the transference of social privilege to the level of intellectual enjoyment. And we now see the consecration of a cultural excellence and wealth at the level of which individuals can exercise their developed mental capacities in true comfort. And this process is individualized because the library belongs to a private residence. The luxury of which implies an individual concentration upon the acquisition of great wealth. And this scene shows the result of such a concentration, including the acquisition of friends who can relax in and enjoy reading and intellectual pursuits. And we are now dealing with leaders in an intellectual community, but with wealthy guests who apparently seek to improve their minds or keep up with intellectual trends of the time. This is creating class standards of information. Ooh, that's so interesting. And what is at stake here is the need to conform to the requirements of one's higher social status. But then I always love to see where with Sabian symbols, where are we moving into? Where are we going next, right? And so that is Cancer 27 degrees, a violent storm in a canyon filled with the most expensive homes. So that's interesting. And then further it says a confrontation with a social upheaval demanding the reconsideration of current static values. And the deeper implications of this scene depicted in the symbol are that socio-cultural elite can always see its position and security challenged by forces beyond its control, even if it may be successful in protecting itself from destruction. The individual may not be able to depend on the standards and values he has acquired through education and a relatively sheltered, rich life. He has to rise to the occasion and undergo an inner metamorphosis as a result of a crisis he has been able to accept as a personal challenge. And the keynote here is catharsis. So that's interesting. Wow, the Black Moon Lilith really was kind of an interesting, it's kind of like what I was saying, that we are definitely in this time of the haves and the have-nots, and there is a level of conflict there between that third dimensional old ways and the fifth dimensional quantum leaps to this incredible wealth and abundance, and then there is just conflict and violence within that. It is an interesting time to be alive for sure. Thank you so much for watching my crazy AstroSurf version of the astrology. Let me know what you think, and I'm gonna leave the link to this if you want to just check it out. It's brand new. My friend is still working it out. You know, it's just in the beta form right now. Oh, we're going back towards the moon. But anyways, it was really fun to just check it out. And so I will be recording a few more. I'm going to be doing the December 9-star key soon and the winter solstice. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and stay up to date on all of the astrological forecasts coming through. It's going to be a pretty wild December, I think. So, and let me know your full moon, anything you want to release for this Gemini full moon, conjunct Mars, with that Black Moon Lilith critical degree kicker. Whew, I think the women are going to be cranky and talking about it this full moon, but we shall see what comes of this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.